We're going to show you one of the biggest swing faults that could be ruining your consistency in your golf swing, and nobody is talking about it.
Yeah, and we're going to show you 3 fantastic drills which are going to make a huge difference to your game.
Let's take a look at Tim's golf swing here. He's a member of Meandmygolf, struggling with some inconsistent striking with his irons and even the shank every now and again. What we'll notice from face on is he has a little bit of an overswing. He has this little bit of an early release in the downswing and doesn't get to the impact line. This causes a lot of inconsistencies, ground first, some thin shots. And if we look at the down the line, what we'll also notice is that he doesn't quite swing on that plane. He swings a little bit over the top. And this is where that shank comes from every now and again, but also some other inconsistencies. Now, the thing is with Tim, the things that he's doing is caused by one thing, and there's so many of you guys doing it, and that is in the backswing. If we can get this backswing right, it makes everything so much easier. Piers, just explain this because this is crucial.
Here it is. So basically what Tim is doing is, as he moves the club back, he is lifting his shoulder up, not rotating his body, and that shoulder's getting into the face. There's a little bit of a sway, and then from there he gets this kind of overswing, maybe using the wrist a little bit too much. But the killer move for him is just that shoulder coming up and not actually rotating.
Not moving any of this core area in the body, which is really the killer of his backswing.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at the better, more consistent golfers, they're really good at turning early in their golf swing. So if we compare myself and Aaron Rye, who we coach, latest PGA Tour winner, come on. If we actually look at how we move when we swing back, by the time our lead arm, should I say, is parallel to the ground, we've got upwards of 70 degrees of rotation in that torso. By getting that much rotation in Tim's game or in your game, it's going to allow you to prep yourself for a much better downswing.
It really helps create that nice width that a lot of people are asking. A lot of golfers are trying to keep this left arm straight. If we don't turn the body, the left arm's going to break down. So turning early in this backswing is a key component, and you'll see when Piers does this, look how the left arm now can stay extended, and this then helps you do 2 things. By creating a better turn, it creates space so you can swing more from the inside on the way down, but it also helps you sequence the downswing and actually be able to shift weight. Think of somebody like Jon Rahm, who has this short, wide backswing, who aggressively fires that lower body. When we have this long swing with no turn, the first thing we're going to do is throw the arms and not shift any weight.
Yeah, if you think of Jon Rahm, he's got that big turn by the time the lead arm's parallel to the ground. Well, guess what? It doesn't go much past that, so he has to get that big turn.
So let's go into a drill that's going to help you and Tim to help you feel how we can turn that little bit early. This is a great one.
Okay, so what I want you to imagine with this is that your arms aren't going to be doing anything. It's all going to come from the torso. It's almost like you've had a really bad accident, you're in this full body cast and you just can't use your arms. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get the right hand, we're going to stick it where the watch would normally be, and we're going to get that right arm locked into the body. So the only way now I can move this golf club is by turning my torso, imagining I'm in that cast almost. If I cheat it and move the arm like that, of course, I can break that cast, but we don't want to be doing that. So again, from here, again, the body's rotating, and then by the time the lead arm is parallel to the ground now, we should have that big 70 plus rotation. And from here, just practicing this move is going to be a game changer for Tim.
Look at it from front on here. Piers' back now is almost at the target. He's almost got a full turn by the time he's halfway back. And this is just something that we don't see many golfers who are struggling with consistency doing. We see a lot of golfers just under rotating the torso here. Great way to feel that, and then taking that to the feeling when you're hitting a shot. Just give that rehearsal now, Piers, of just, there we go, feel that difference, and then you can go ahead and sort of practice just a few shots doing that. It sequences the downswing better. All the things that you want to fix in the golf swing, this is the thing that's really going to help you fix them.
I think the amount of people that we give that drill to now and the massive effects that we get as a result of it, and they go, surely it can't be that easy, but it actually is.
So the next thing is really, how do we complete the swing? So we saw that Tim had this longer swing, and it's something he's tried to work on. He feels like it's short at the moment. But let's go with another drill, Piers, that we like to help somebody not only work at this, but also feel that we can have a slightly shorter swing.
Yeah, and you can definitely start to still combine this with this move, but we always like to get the analogy of, imagine if you were standing in a door frame. Imagine if you're standing in a door frame, we want to get our hands, whilst we're rotating inside that door frame, we want to get our hands to the top corner of the door frame. Now it might mean that your arm swing is a little bit shorter than what it is normally, but as long as your torso turn is good, like Jon Rahm, then you're going to be good. And if the left arm has to bend a little bit as well, that's absolutely fine. But the key feeling would be is, how can we get the hands into the top of that door frame? And the best drill to help you do this is the drill that Tiger Woods hated when it came to shortening his golf swing. So Tiger Woods and Butch Harmon did this drill where they would stop at the top. So they would literally, and I think they did it for a couple of years, I'm not sure exactly how long, it would literally be swing to the top, stop, make sure it's good, and then hit the shot. Now to start with, that was a pretty horrible hook, but we're trying to create the top of backswing that we're after. You can put it on a tee to make it easy.
Good point there though, if you're a slicer of the golf ball, this is going to help you square the face.
Yeah.
Pierce hit a hook there because it's actually giving you more time to square the face and sequence better.
So again, take your time on this. I think when we see golfers, when they're looking at their backswing, even when they stop at the top, there's a rush to get there and do that. We don't need to do that. Make sure you get that big turn, make sure you pause at the top, feel comfortable, and then give it a go. And again, we've got a big hook.
Tough thing to do, but definitely worth practicing that. Right, we've got one more drill that we're going to show you. But let's take a look at Tim's leg work from down the line here, because this is really important to match what the body's doing. We'll notice in the backswing that Tim's right leg stays very, very flexed. And when the leg stays flexed, it's very hard to turn the hips. So this actually makes him swing over the top even more. So if we can have a slightly different leg action, Pierce, it not only helps us improve what the upper body's doing, but it creates so much more space so we don't swing from over the top, and it's certainly going to help Tim and hopefully help you guys as well. Let's show what we want in terms of the leg work, and then let's go through a drill for you guys to see how we can implement this.
And I think the theme of this is space, isn't it? We're talking about giving Tim space throughout, whether it's the turn, whether it's the width, and now it's what the low body's doing. So look, what we're after is, of course, we want the torso turning 70 degrees, but we probably want those hips turning around about 45 degrees as well. Now, for a lot of us, we can't do that if we keep that leg flexed or even try and keep it flexed and then bend it even more. So for a lot of us, we get to kind of here and go, well, that's it. I'm not really able to do anything, and then we straighten our leg and go, oh no, we can't do that. Well, that's old school coaching, and we absolutely can. So if you can actually allow that right leg to straighten somewhat when you're doing these shots, create a bit of daylight like Andy's shown there, this is absolutely going to help you create more space to open the hips out, get the right hip back and deeper, and this is another crucial move to stop you swinging over the top.
Also stops the sway without you trying to stop the sway.
Yeah.
You're adding rotation in instead of lateral movement there.
Shall I grab this stick here? Because you like holding onto sticks.
I like
you have to have something in your hands.
I feel comfortable with this in my hands. Okay, so let's go for the drill. This is great. I used this on one of my students recently, Alvin, who was struggling with something very similar. This helped him really figure out, oh, this is where the weight should be going in the feet. So just explain this. So where should it start? Pierce,
so basically we just want it underneath the arches, depending on your shoe, but ultimately you want it underneath the arches, the middle of the foot. And straight away when you're doing this, it gives you a little bit of an association to where the weight is positioned on the foot, front to back. So is it toes? Is it heels? So ideally when we start, I'm just going to move the back just a little bit because I'm going to hit a shot with this, Andy. Ideally when we start, we want the weight pretty much in the middle of the feet. Now,
so we'd like to feel that there's even
50-50
even
either side.
here and even here, 50-50 either side of the stick.
Beautiful. But what we're looking for at the top of the backswing is that we want to actually get a little bit more weight into that heel, the right heel at the top of the backswing. Now, if we think about it, oftentimes we'll see golfers try and keep the right leg flexed, don't turn, and then their weight will go into the toes. I even see golfers get their heel up in the air, which we definitely don't want that.
Disastrous from there. You can't really recover from there.
You've got to be so talented to be able to hit from there. And then, so what we're looking for is let the leg straighten out a little bit. Nice big turn, nice good hip turn. But now I can look at those toes, Andy. I could probably hit a shot with those toes twinkling up in the air like that. And
twinkling up in the air.
So you can actually now combine all three drills here with this. So I'm going to swing to the top, feel the weight in the heel, and then we go.
Number one thing that you need to make sure you do with this drill is start with the weight in the middle. It's so easy to go, I've got to get the weight into the heel, so let's start with the heel. Disastrous from there. Start with it in the middle, then what happens is the rotation moves it towards the heel. So it's such a key part. If you start with it on the heels, then you're actually going to go the opposite way, which is even worse.
This is really important because we actually do, in our membership, our VIP members can actually get an online analysis. And they say, oh, I early extend, and they're aware of this. And me and Andy go straight away, well, guess where the weight's going to be at setup? If you early extend, where you're doing that, often we'll see golfers put the weight in the heel to start with, and they're missing out this good neutral position to start with.
So start with it in the middle of the feet.
Start with it in the middle.
Let the turn move the weight back to feeling behind the stick now in
Yeah.
that right foot. That's the important thing. And that'll help you get everything really sequenced. If you can, best shot so far, if you can combine all those, I guarantee you, your golf will be way more consistent. Now, if you enjoyed that and you want more coaching from myself and Piers, you want us to change your life, make sure you head over to meandmygolf.com or simply download the Me and My Golf app and join our membership. This is where you can really take your consistency to a whole new level. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.